A movie that we caught at South by that finally came out, BlackBerry.
It's a pretty dire week outside of that, so it's a good time to seek out a movie that we've been trying to hype up for the past, month and a half now?
Yeah, I had the chance to catch it again in Chicago, where the Q&A was pretty much just a rant about Beau is Afraid. And I think more interesting than the movie has been Matt Johnson's entire press run. He was like saying stuff about how he switched the screening from Berlin, I think, when he was at South by. He had mentioned adding like extra, ironically, minutes to it. He said he changed it even again, that the runtime you see on IMDb is not that runtime. Zach, you got a shout out in his Letterboxd video. Did you see?
I mean, it's a very brief one. He didn't even get to the second sentence of my review, but yeah. He did read some of my thoughts on BlackBerry, and I mean, I agree that there wasn't much pith. I think he was looking for some takedowns in the Letterboxd reviews that he wasn't really getting from my 4.5 stars.
Yeah, he had mentioned also having one for Criterion, and Criterion hasn't uploaded his, and I feel the reason they haven't uploaded it is because he trolled the Criterion closet by only getting like picks that they did not want him to pick. Even for the Letterboxd one, he's supposed to pick 4, only picked 3. The man is probably the most interesting director working out right now because he just does not care. In terms of the movie on the second watch, I didn't notice too many changes this time around, but I still think it's probably the best release that we've had so far this spring in terms of independent movies. It is also very much a movie about him and filmmaking. He had discussed how it's really not based off the true story. It is based off of these 3 figures who are kind of like 3 aspects of him. So I would highly recommend it. I think it's worth going out to the theater. It's worth that combo price for me. If it's at home, it's worth buying in my opinion, because I have not gone back to see all of his other stuff yet. The Dirties has been on my watch list for the longest time, and that's how I knew that when we went to the screening, it was just nothing but Nirvana fans, Nirvana the band, the show, and Dirties fans. BlackBerry, I think, may be the thing that's going to put him on the map for a lot of other people who don't wear like headbands to screenings. So a big thumbs up for me.
It's funny, but not funny in that kind of niche, almost like Adult Swim style alternate comedy way that I think maybe rubs certain audiences the wrong way. I feel like this is a film that should have some broad appeal, and beyond just how funny it is, how funny he in particular is in it, I think it's just a really satisfying like corporate thriller, just to see the true rise and fall of this company and how much of it came down to like a shifting in corporate culture. I think it really does a good job of kind of laying out an environment and really giving you a feel for these characters and their moral compass and how compromising those morals ended up being their downfall. There's a lot of really interesting stuff there beyond like, oh yeah, I had the phone, you know. Like I think this is a really good movie. I think it's one of the best we've got so far this year.
You got Jerry, you got Glenn.
I think Glenn is like Titanic in this movie. It's the kind of movie that makes me think he should have been a bigger, or should just be a movie star. You know, there's like an alternate reality. There's an alternate reality where he gets cast as Star-Lord instead of Chris Pratt, and then we're not like...
I heard about that, yeah.
...upset about the future adventures of Star-Lord.
Yeah, but then he would have been stuck doing who knows what. I don't want to see him going down the Prime pipeline, but yeah, no, he's a standout. Yeah. That Waterloo line with the vampires.
The vampires.
Bro. But I gotta give it to my boy over here too, Jay. Jay also holds it. It's just a perfect dynamic between the two of them, and then obviously also Matt as supporting. So overall, big picks for the week. Zach, you and directors, I need you to sit down with this man and Bowser, and then just have a whole intercut just discussion with all of the
Intercut explains the role of the critics.
Pretty much. It was funny because he even mentioned at the Chicago thing, he goes, critics are helpful because they let me know what I'm supposed to say in interviews once they break it down. So, hey, eventually it might come around. Bowser may be quoting you in the future with he actually did quote you with the Nickelodeon line. So, hey, you never know.